Okay. Go.
The symptoms I have are I get stiffness and spasms in my left calf. The way how I stop that is I massage it with liniment, just give my leg a real deep rub. It can wake me up several times through the night, and the way that's how I settle it down. But if that doesn't work, I get another massage machine, a thumper, and that see if they can get my blood going. And I get on the bike and ride a couple of k's. I've found out for a long time now that my circulation has been a problem because I've got coldness in my left side. My feet are like ice and my hands like ice as well. So I found that circulation, massage and exercise settles the spasms down, and then I hopefully get back to sleep, and then sometimes I wake up again and that's another, got to do it again. So I don't really get a straight sleep, and I'm up going to the toilet all the time too. Another symptom I've got is pain in my left buttocks, just a sharp pain. And my fingers, you see my left hand's not flash, like the right one no problem, but the left one, it's a bit sad. It doesn't get me out of doing dishes though, but never mind. My story, April 2004 I started developing a lip, and it took me about 18 months for the doctor to finally verify by sending me for an MRI, and the neurologist diagnosed me from that test that I had multiple sclerosis because I had lesions on my brain. There was only one thing that they sent me for to verify that I had MS. With that, they put me on a drug called betaferin, and that was about October 2005. I started on a course of that. I was allergic to it. I had a rash. I was scratching like a hound. I'd wake up in the morning covered in blood, my arms are just bleeding. So I went to a GP and got analgesics, I think they're called, to stop the itch. But fatigue really kicked in. Up to this stage I was able to work the job, work overtime, just do my job. I just had this annoying limp would come when I'd done too much walking. It got that bad that I couldn't work. I was wrecked, physically wrecked. By February 2006, 4th of February I think it was, 2006, was the last day I worked. The nurse came round to see me and she said, "How you going?" And she said I was allergic to this stuff. So I had to go back to the neurologist, and he put me on a drug called Rebif. I think it's about January, February I think it might have been in 2006. I was on that drug for about 4 months. The problem with that drug was I just lost the ability to coordinate whatever it was, connecting, I think they call it. I'd ask a young bloke a question and he'd tell me the answer, and then a couple of minutes or 5 minutes later I asked him again. He said, "You already asked me." I said, "What? Well, what did you say?" And he'd tell me. And I'd just let it go a couple of minutes and ask him again as a joke. And just my warped sense of humour, I suppose. But I realised about June, I thought, this is no good. What quality of life is this when I'm basically a zombie? So I stopped taking the drug. and I went back to a neurologist in the August. He said, how's it going? I said, I'm not taking the drug anymore. And he asked me why, and I explained. And he said, oh, that's alright, we'll put you on chemo. Now chemo, I know something about chemo, I've seen what it can do. And I said, but that's no good, that's no good for your heart, you can only take it for a couple of years, can't you? He goes, oh, don't worry about that. He said, there'll be other drugs out by then. And that didn't make me feel warm and fuzzy, so I thought, nah, not this little black duck. I've had enough of the drugs. I've seen what they've done. Now, I'm not saying to you, don't take drugs, don't do what your doctor tells you, because I know of people friends of mine who have died because they wouldn't do what the doctor told them. So, not with MS, other things like. But I just had enough. I just had enough of this. I said, no more drugs. I'll go it alone. And I did. This went on for about 3 years without drugs. Got to the stage I was on a crutch of a walking stick. By early 2009, by about October 2009, I was in pain. I was as stiff as a board down one side, and I just feel I needed someone to give me a good crack, you know. So I went for some physio. The physio fellas said, look, I can't really help you. What's your neurologist? What's he say all about it? And I said, I haven't got a neurologist. And I explained why, and he said, well, why don't you go to another one? And that made sense to me. I thought, well, yeah, you get a second quote, why not? All the while, for probably 2 or 3 years, my wife kept saying to me, I don't reckon you got MS. I don't reckon you got MS. And I kept saying, well, yeah, okay, what have I got? But she says, I don't know. But one thing I know when my wife says something, she says, I feel you haven't got MS. I always prick up and go, the radar goes up then, because I think she's usually right. So I thought, okay. Meanwhile, she'd done some homework before we went to the neurologist. She'd done some homework, and on that, she discovered that to diagnose MS properly, you need at least 3 out of 4 tests to prove you got MS. So we went to the neurologist, and Kath explained, you know, that we'd like to get other tests done just to make sure. And the neurologist basically said, well, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and waddles like a duck, it's probably a duck. Nevertheless, I'll send you for the thing. So I got a test on the optic nerve and the blood test. Now when I went back to the neurologist to find out what the results were, I said, how do I go with the optic nerve? He said, yep, just bringing it up now, looking on the computer, yep, it's negative. I said, okay, well what about my optic nerve, blood test? And he said, oh, and went back in there, he says, negative. So that's good. I said, so I haven't got MS. He goes, oh yeah, you've got MS. I said, nah. I said, there's a criteria, 3 out of 4 tests, and I've only had 1 to show with lesions on my brain I've got MS. So you can't say that. And I don't know, if you ever tried an argument with a neurologist who's got some letters after his name, you got Buckley. So he just said, look, he says, no, you got MS. And I said, but I kept to and froing about this, and he just, no, you go, look, what we can do for you, we can give you this drug. And I thought, no. And he said, have a think about it. So I said, well, walked out the door and said, I don't have to think about this. This guy can't diagnose me with MS, he wants to treat me with MS, and I've had drugs before, I'm not going to take drugs. Now that was my call, and so again I say, you be careful about what you do, but that's what I decided. That was in about March 2010. After a couple of months, I had these 4 dreams. Now, I won't tell you what they are, but maybe later on I will. But I just knew that something was going to happen soon. Something was going to come along my life. there's a lady that produces this newsletter for MS. She's got MS and she produces it, just got jokes and stuff in it and little articles. And one article, this was in June, one article that brought my attention was, get your vein scanned now. And it's talking about YouTube with CCSVI. And I looked it up, and there's this lady called Denise. Her code number's 9 Gabby Cats, and it was really encouraging what she had to say. It was really encouraging. And what CCSVI is, you probably know, but what it is your jugular veins are not quite, the blood's not getting through properly, and because it can't get through, it refluxes back up in your brain, causes lesions on your brain because of iron deposits, and it's cutting the oxygen to your limbs, and you end up with spasticity like I've got. And I thought, geez, those symptoms are dead on what I've got, you know, coldness in the feet and everything. So we decided, well, we'll look into this, but I didn't want to get my hopes up because I thought, you just know not to get your hopes up, you know, to keep it even keel. So anyway, I went back, I went to a radiologist in Melbourne, and she done the test, and my wife came in the room and she said it was unreal. She said, I could see the blood coming down and building up and refluxing back up. Geez, I could see it. It's just there. And so the lady said, guess what? You won the jackpot. You got CCSVI. And I go, yes. So I'd never be so happy to be diagnosed with an illness, because finally I realised I know what I've got. My wife was right all along. We just didn't know. So what happened was, from that point on, well, I've contacted a vascular surgeon who, what they do, they open up your veins, let the blood through, put stents in if you need stents put in, bypass if you need bypass, and I've got 8 more sleeps till I go. So we'll see what happens, whether just the fact that I can have my blood flowing properly should help my oxygen and muscles and everything else. So we'll see what happens. And the reason why I want to tell you this is because I know what encouragement seeing Denise was to me, and she's got a heart of gold, that woman. I thought, well, I'm not a big person for, you know, Facebook and all that stuff. I'm a pretty private person, but I want to do this to help some other people. So there you go. That's it.